Hey stars, shout out to everybody who have been following along. We are nearing the end of spring break, and today is Easter 2022. I don't know when I'm gonna be putting these out, but hope you enjoyed the journey as we went through the week. Every couple days doing an episode. It's been a learning experience for me. I'm learning how to do this thing, learning how to acclimate to figuring out them times when to do a blog, when things are appropriate for it and everything. So I'm learning. Today is Easter. I got up early this morning, did my shopping via one of the delivery services. Folks is telling me I shouldn't do the name brands on this thing, so I'm trying to curb that a little bit, but sometimes propsters do. There's some great ones out there, so go ahead and do your looking. You could actually maximize your time by having somebody else do the shopping for you if you don't mind spending the extra money to have it delivered. Do a tip, deal with the up charges and everything like that. We are fully loaded in the car right now. I'm gonna go and start cooking. I'm gonna try to do a lot more this year, simply because of the blog, but I think I got a good grip on things. I've been working on my cooking skills a little bit in the last few months. I got a good solid 10 dishes that I can make at any time. So I'm gonna try to do a couple of them. One of them is my beef brisket. Working on that right now. So it's always a crowd pleaser. It's never none left over. So that's how you know it's good. And that's not just me eating it all. That's everybody who comes and sees it. In fact, I try to make sure to holler at my little brother so that he can get some of that. Sometimes he does a lot of work. He's managing some things, so he puts in a lot of hours. I make sure to hook him up. That reminds me, once again, the dad universe is filled with brothers that are not parents, but they are still dads. And my little brother is an example of that. He doesn't have his own children yet, but he's in that role in my family. My kids can go to him, and they know when to call him and when to not call him. Your guy's reformed ghetto child. I done told you guys that a couple times. So, you know, there's always the ones that you can call, and there's the ones that you can't call off, if you know what I mean. So it's a fine line when you ask when you reach out for that help. Hopefully the kids enjoyed breakfast. I made breakfast before I ran out to do a couple errands, so big breakfast. My little one mentioned that before. Hooked up the big breakfast. I did the fried potatoes. Any of y'all got mom and them's, or y'all got folk that come from the country, y'all know what them fried potatoes is about. Put that together with the regulars, the sausages, the eggs, things of that nature. So hopefully they nice and full. Probably won't even need a lunch, which is perfect because Easter dinner is usually a little bit earlier, so that after that you can kind of graze or enjoy the desserts or whatever like that in the evening. Get ready for the next week. I got girls, so they got to get their hair washed, they got to get their hair done, they got to get all ready to start a new week, whether they're going to school or not. That's just the things that we go through as parents. You guys know that. So we're going to get into this, and we're going to see where the day takes us. It's beautiful outside. Hey stars, just a quick update. So I got in the house with all my bags and I just immediately got to work. So sorry I didn't show you guys the prep. But When I got in the house, I started my oven to get the temp up to the right temperature, about 425. I prepped my brisket by washing it, trimming it, getting my marinade together, putting it together. I seasoned it, started getting my greens together. You gotta wash them. And the thing with fresh greens is you gotta make sure you wash them good. So wash them until the leaves look almost wilted. Okay? You wanna cut them. It's easier to roll those big old leaves up than slice them, almost like you cutting anything else, some onions or something like that. Not too thin though. I would say about a inch, to maybe a 3/4 to an inch. Yeah, about that. Go ahead and after you wash them, I put those to the side. I put in some bacon in a pot and started crisping that up. Once the bacon was nice and crispy, what I did was and I'll flip the camera in just a second. What I did was I started chopping up my onions. So when the bacon was done, I threw my onions in, took the bacon out, cut that down into pieces. Of course, I cooked a couple extra slices of bacon for the little one because you know she is a bacon monster.
Yeah, it's bacon.
And that's turkey bacon, by the way. We don't do pork in this house, but if you're doing pork bacon, you already know it fries up well, so nice and crispy. So just go ahead and do the damn thing. If you oven crisp it, you know what, you don't want to oven crisp it. You want to do it in the pan because you want the juices from that bacon in your pan. Okay, so I'm gonna cook my greens slow. So I got that bacon and onions in there, and then I put in my fresh greens, and that is where we are now. And I let that sit in there for a few minutes as I season, and I began to add my favorite chicken stock. I'm using chicken stock because turkey stock is not really available like that in my area. So I got some chicken stock in there about, let's see, I might have a good 48 ounces in there. It's a standard size big pot, spaghetti pot or whatever, because those greens are gonna cook down. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some turkey necks to flavor that. And I'm gonna add a little bit of water, salt water, just a little touch of salt. We try to watch how much salt we intake here. But I'm gonna add some salt and water, maybe a little bit more season before I add my turkey. Now I got the smoked turkey, so that's fully cooked. But what it's gonna do is, as it cooks with them greens, it's gonna release some of that flavor, and that's gonna get inside your veggies. So it's gonna make a really tasty meal. I could almost eat that by itself. I don't need anything else. But more to come. I'll give you guys an update. And my brisket is in the oven now. What I'm gonna do is I'll probably start preparing my bird. I got some young chickens. They're the small ones, so that they'll cook pretty fast. Maybe I'll hold off on cooking those. And we'll go ahead and get some other things prepped up, but we probably won't touch much for a while because these greens is gonna slow cook and that brisket is gonna slow cook. We're gonna touch that to baste it and marinate it a little bit, but other than that, we probably won't touch it much. I'm gonna go ahead and clean these chickens though. Make sure you clean everything. I clean the brisket, I clean the chickens, I clean the greens. I make sure anything fresh, you gotta clean it, all right? That's just a quick tip, clean everything, all right? All right, I'll catch up with you, stars. All right, as we are approaching the end of spring break 2022, we decided to take a little trip to one of our favorite spots here in Maryland, where the freshwater fish are always biting. I didn't grow up doing a lot of fishing. In fact, I think I was a little bit late getting into it. We had bamboo rods when we were about 10 years old, and we went out to the bridges and stuff, and tried that out a couple times. Wasn't super successful, but we would always stop at one of the local fish markets before we came home. So that was always cool, and Mama would fry up some fish or whatever. It was always a good time. You get to be outside and you're doing something, and that's just how it is. So it's one of our favorite spots. It's calm, it's away from everything. And now that you are a person, Eve, I, God, have only one rule. You cannot eat anything from that tree behind you. My garden is different. Where are you, Eve?
Just in a minute.
My tree!
Hey, eat this. It's delicious.
Did this come from that tree?
No.
All right.